Rivera on my staff.
I think he would be a good assistant coach for let's say for instance if he goes
Guy literally has been
Move
head
the
coach for
microphone in front of your face.
15
It has to be
years.
like right in front of your face.
No
like
guarantee.
this?
Almost,
Yeah.
almost
Yes.
kissing.
Yeah,
There-
almost
yeah.
touching your lips. If it touches your chin, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just like the balls.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's very, very
No, that's the way it needs
Intimate,
to be.
yes.
This is being in the studio. This is what it is to be live in the studio right now.
that
You
you're
gotta be
this,
on the
that
microphone.
You're this close.
My lips are touching the microphone as I'm talking to you. Right. That's because I'm doing it right and you're doing it wrong.
So it's perfectly
like
clear.
Anthony, I don't see your face on the.
It's close enough.
Yeah, you got to get right on top of it. Danny sometimes has problems with it. He forgets
Yeah.
from time to time that
I
we're
just
here.
kind of drift off.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
He'll float
Yeah, he'll start to
out.
just
Yeah,
like
correct.
Yeah, one way or the other.
So we don't have an intro for me to hit this week because I'm streaming it differently. I'm not using the normal because we're not meeting online the way we usually do. We are all here in person. This is let me just be the first to welcome you guys to the Always Sunday Football Podcast live in person in studio here at the Clouded Mind Studio. I'm Dave. I'm joined as I am every week by Anthony. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic.
So you know what? Me too. Danny, how are you?
Good.
Great.
Good to
John,
great.
John, welcome to the Two Clouded Mind Studio, buddy. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming. Thanks for making the trip. We really appreciate it. Happy to have
From
you here.
Florida.
Yes, 15 hours if you didn't hear.
Yeah, if he didn't tell you,
And not
come
North
already.
Florida, Central Florida.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
That's
You know,
right.
Not South, Central.
Mhm.
Definitely
Yeah,
not
yeah.
South Florida.
He only stopped for gas and PPs. That's it.
That's right.
That's
Straight through like a man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And he's driving home right after the show.
That's right. Came in for the show, turning around, going right back out for the show.
No, we're not doing that. We're not
Did
doing
you
that.
actually? Is the car still running?
What is that? You got to
good
do an
idea.
oil change when you get back, bro.
Yo, for real. I like
You know what I mean? It's like a 3,000 miles round trip, no?
3,000. Yeah.
No, it's not that much. It's probably like 2,000
It's
miles.
probably
round
like
trip.
almost 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
a
a little
little
under
less than
2,000
too,
miles.
You're basically getting an oil change when you get back.
It's probably not a bad idea.
Absolutely. And you kind of went in and out.
Yeah. See, now he's going to criticize you for not being close enough to your microphone.
I'm not speaking at this current moment because I'm getting
Yeah.
ready to light this because we're all
Oh.
here.
Anthony, you're making a lot.
So as long as he's making excuses, not messes. If Anthony was just
Yeah.
still, I would have a complaint.
Yeah,
but if he's
we're-
making excuses, then we're progressive. We're moving past it. You know what I'm saying? Because Anthony made a giant mess of the studio, as he always does.
Yep.
That's not really true.
And now we're not making a mess.
I've done it.
And now
like
we've
once or
stopped.
twice.
Yeah.
It's
the
okay.
messing has ceased.
You
at least
remember
for now.
when Rome was built in a day? You don't because it wasn't. You know,
Right.
Things
Anthony,
take time.
I just
But
think that we're going to have this feeling toward one another because of, this negative mindset that he went into the fantasy playoffs. Like we have to turn the page next year.
Do me a favor, John. Slide this way a little bit. Danny, slide this way a little bit. Come all the way to the end of the couch. Get yourself a little comfortable. Maybe we'll do this too. Right? Yeah, that's better. I like that better. You don't have to. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Perfect. Yeah, much better.
All right.
Much better. I might even adjust the camera a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let me
I also have this.
I'll start.
Just away.
You're good. You're good.
You're good, Johnny.
I'm gonna get up and move around for a minute. I'm gonna open up the conversation. We'll start in a spot. Okay.
Okay.
Anthony.
Yeah.
You first, and then we'll go around the room. What was your biggest surprise from the wild card round of the playoffs?
I mean, both of the. There's two things I want to say. One, because I'm a Giants fan, and the Eagles and the Cowboys poopy dooping it, but really it's the Buccaneers showing up and playing the way they did, have a game plan with the way they did, realize what the defense was doing and adjusted. They just everything they were doing, they just played a phenomenal game of football, and we didn't expect that.
Agreed. Danny, what was your biggest surprise?
Oh, definitely Green Bay. I mean, they were the biggest underdog that won, and they did it the most convincingly. Houston and Cleveland, the score was probably a little bit bigger than the actual game. The two defensive touchdowns put it away. But again, Cleveland was like a 3-point favorite. And, Green Bay was like a touchdown underdog. They were a 3-point underdog. But Green Bay was like a 7-point underdog.
Yeah.
And that game wasn't nearly as close as the score.
Nope.
Ferguson had about 10 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to make it respectable.
Right.
But it was like they got absolutely destroyed in that game. Green Bay came out and put it on them.
John, what was your biggest surprise?
My biggest surprise was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating up on the Eagles and the money line. That right there, I thought was a statement actually for the Buccaneers, but also I think it's Nick Sirianni needs to get fired. Like, I really think that the organization will move that direction because there's just a lot of talent out there for the head coaching position, and that team is a contender right away. And I don't think Nick Sirianni's the guy.
Quick question: How was the Eagles losing in that surprising, considering they've pretty much been the Carolina Panthers?
I was going to bring that
months.
up. I was going to bring that up. That to me, watch you're on the wires. There's
Tampa
no
was
question
favored
you're
to
on
win
wires
that game
right now.
for a reason. I mean, the Eagles were hurt and awful.
Yeah, they
Like they were playing for something in Week 18. The Giants fucking rolled them.
Tampa wasn't favored in the game.
Oh, Eagles were?
The Eagles were favored by 2.5. Yeah. So,
Okay.
So that's not true. But no, I don't think that I'm not as surprised by the Buccaneers as I was by the Packers by even any length of margin. Whoa. All right. I'll be right over there. Hold on a second. We're going to have to fix that. I was more surprised by the Packers for sure. I was not surprised by the Bucs. What about the Houston Texans by any chance?
Yeah, but not as much
Not
because
as
that
much.
game I thought would be close. And like I said, the score was greater. They won by more than the Packers, but I would argue the game wasn't as close.
Right.
Because at halftime, that was the game. And then sometime in the third quarter, you had like 2 defensive touchdowns, 5 minutes before the game was over. Green Bay, I mean, that game, they were jumped on them and it was over. They were up by 20 at that. Even Tampa, Philly was close at the half. Green Bay they put them away
Oh my God, in the first quarter.
early.
First
And
quarter.
then to bury them as soon as the second half started.
Do you remember who was favored in that game? The Browns Texans.
Browns were like 3-point favorites.
Yeah.
But
Well,
wasn't,
if
they
you
weren't
would've-
7-point favorite. They weren't,
right, right. But like I would have,
for 7.5.
as much as that game was.
And like I said,
toing
Houston
toy.
won by more than Green Bay, but I would argue even though they won by more, the Green Bay game was closer.
Right.
Because you knew Green Bay was going to win in that game before you knew Houston was.
Right.
Like Houston, it wasn't really to the third quarter it got away. Green Bay had them smashed in the first half.
I mean, they had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. No.
Yeah, and then 2 picks. It was 27-7 at the half, and then just came out and buried them.
Let me ask you this. I thought the biggest takeaway in terms of looking at was it players or this? I think a lot of the upsets in terms of Green Bay, the Tampa Bay, these guys were straight out coached. It wasn't that the team was better. It was just simply like guys lost because they simply got out coached.
I think that it
Poorly,
wasn't
but
that
you
simple.
can't blame every loss
Right.
on the. I mean, the guys went out.
Players
there and
make
said-
plays.
Yeah.
I think that people made a big deal about the fact that the Cowboys defense wasn't built to stop the Green Bay rushing attack because their linebackers and defensive backs are so small and light. I mean, they exploited advantages, but coaching was a factor, but I can't say that they were simply outcoached. I mean, Dak didn't play great until the end, the garbage time. Tua played really shitty in his game. I mean, there's guys who just didn't play well. I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't play particularly well in that game. That offense, was straight up bad. So I think there was more. Now, there's certainly some questions that you can ask about a lot of the different coaches, but it's not. I don't think it's as simple as that by any means. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the breakdown of the upcoming divisional round games, and we'll go game by game, and then we'll go team by team and talk about the fantasy relevant players as it would pertain to a fantasy playoff game. Matter of fact, I can even bring up our fantasy playoff game, and we can see how we're doing in that right now. How do you like that?
I like it, but I know I'm not
Fancy.
gonna like it.
Has anybody seen the are you guys paying attention to the updates?
Yes.
Yes,
Me and Johnny. Let's do it.
Anthony.
Guys, see you next year.
Okay, so in first place, we have John with 173 and 7 players left. Danny is in second place with 165.62 and 6 players left.
Yeah, me and Johnny.
And with 165.0, which is only 0.6 different, only 0.6 of a point back is Anthony, and he still has 7 players left to go. So he's got a little bit of an advantage there on Danny. Danny acting a little bit too confident right now. In 4th place is myself, 153.52. I also have 7 players left to go. But it might not be, I might be already out of it, I think. Danny's second lineup, 130.8, and Bobby J bringing up the rear with just 88.56. Let's talk about Bobby J first, because I want to see, I haven't looked at it yet. How is it possible that we could all be in this 173 to 153 range? You got Danny Mac at 130, which seems like an anomaly until you look at Bobby J's lineup, and it's got 88 points. Let's take a look at Bobby J's lineup.
God, well, you're really wishing Lou played.
That would have been great.
This would be, no one would care who won.
Tua, bad play by Bobby. Cooper Kupp, bad play by Bobby.
Oh, my God.
The Dallas Cowboys defense got -8. That really hurts. You can't have that.
Bobby, what are we doing?
Dalton Schultz is a guy who advanced for him, but he only put up 10 points. Mike Evans was really disappointing. I felt that one as well. Diggs advanced, but at what cost? Isaiah Pacheco, just okay. Yeah, Bobby J put together a very Bobby J lineup here, and he is so far behind, but he still has 7 players left to play, and I guess, things can go crazy.
I love the Tula pick.
He's Tua, yeah. Tua was
God,
berserk.
2 degrees. No, -2 to start the game.
It was the fourth. They after the game they determined it was the 4th coldest NFL game ever. 4th.
And we knew that when we drafted. We knew
Right.
it was going to be. That is awesome.
Everybody, for the most part, tried to stay away from Dolphins in general. There was a handful of Dolphins picked, but Tua, that's a crazy
Guess
move.
what? If Tula put up 40, though, we're not sitting here. Yeah, we are, because he's still in last by quite a bit.
That is true. Yeah, if Tua put up a 40 spot, Bobby J would still be in dead last.
By quite a bit.
And
That's impressive, though. I love the Tula pick.
yeah, this whole lineup breaks the brain. It breaks the
Awesome.
brain. So there you go. Johnny, first place. Josh Allen, 35.5 points. Puka, person to play Puka Nacua. That was big for John. 36.9 points, the highest scoring overall player on the slate. Nice job. The Puka thing more than made up for it. CeeDee Lamb in a loss was good. Tyreek Hill was disappointing in the loss, but 17 points is okay. Rashad White. Pretty much like Tampa Bay won that game without any of their players scoring points. It was
amazing.
stunning.
Cade Otton.
Cade Otton, Trey Palmer,
Yeah, it was all the things.
David Moore or something
names
like that.
helped no one.
It was
Right.
like, who?
Right.
Like-
All the 3rd and 4th tier guys on the Buccaneers went berserk.
Hashtag sleeper.
Right. And so Johnny's sitting in first place. Danny, which lineup was it? Number 2, right?
The one with the
No,
more
it was-
points.
There we go. Good call. Number 1.
Yeah, it is.
Josh Allen as well. He got 24.8 out of Devonta Smith, which is literally the only playable Eagle this week was Devonta Smith. Every other Eagle stunk. If you played an Eagle, shame on you. But nice job playing Devonta Smith. And the only player to play Rashee Rice, which is a huge miss out of all of us who played Travis Kelce. Anybody? I'm surprised you didn't play Rashee Rice. But Rashee Rice put up a 29. That was a big performance, and that puts Danny firmly in second place. Rice moves on to the next round, so that should be interesting. That's gonna
It gives me. It's my only path forward.
right, especially considering
duplicates.
you're down a player,
To not put up a big game, and then it's just Kelsey versus Rice.
basically.
Everyone, literally, the rest of our lineups are identical. We both have Lamar and Allen. We both have St. Brown. We both have
Rashad
McCaffrey. We both have White.
Well, you do, but I don't.
Well,
Like the
other people
players,
don't, but
yeah,
I mean, on Anthony's team,
Johnny's team.
Johnny's team.
Right. Show some respect. There you go. Rashad White moving on. So Danny's got an interesting lineup going on there. My lineup, my unique players, again, Mike Evans. I do have the Kelce. My unique player that worked out well for me was the Houston Texans defense with 25 points. So I was happy to see that. But the Kelce over Rice thing is going to come back to haunt me. I know that. That's going to hurt. Anthony,
What do you have to say for yourself?
Anthony, we
Lamar
have,
Allen.
I mean, Nico Collins is his unique player, and the Kansas City
Oh,
Chiefs
you gotta
defense
do that.
Yeah,
Nico
the Chiefs
Collins,
defense.
Chiefs defense. Those are nice plays. Yeah, the Chiefs defense even
Who's
would
your
have been
other
better.
running back?
Rashad White, Kyron Williams,
Yeah, so your only path to beat him is through the
Nico
Chiefs defense.
and Chiefs.
No, he has
Johnny
Nico.
has Nico.
I have
Okay,
Nico.
so then yeah, it's
Anthony,
it's-
you're fucked.
Kansas City. I wouldn't say he's fucked. It's not over yet. We don't know what's going to happen,
But the whole team's the same.
except for a couple players. Except for what? The Chiefs defense.
The Chiefs
And then what do
defense.
you have that he doesn't?
He has Kelsey.
He has Njoku, and I have Kelsey.
All right, so
No, and-
Chiefs
and
defense
Njoku's
has to
out.
outscore Kelsey
John doesn't
by 8
understand how it
points
works.
until pretty much
John's in first. It's the luckiest first place
if
of all
you
time because he.
you need the Chiefs defense to outscore Kelsey by 8 or more points the rest of the playoffs to beat him.
Which is
Possible?
for sure.
Yeah.
If
I need-
Rashee Rice has another game like that.
No, that's what I need.
Travis Kelsey stinks.
If Rice outscores Kelsey considerably, I have a very
I need
good
him to
shot.
score touchdowns. That's
Travis
what I'm betting.
Kelsey
That's what I'm betting on.
Stinks, guys.
Yeah,
You heard it
so-
here first.
Do you
It's
think
over
over him?
He did already.
Yes, he will
You
for the
think
rest of the
he'll- yeah.
playoffs. No question.
That's-
No question.
Yeah, but then you got to hope that.
Does anybody
Nico
think
and
that
the
Kansas City
defense-
is going to the Super Bowl?
What?
Kansas City is going to the
Look,
Super
we're
Bowl.
gonna talk about that when we
We'll
get
get
to
to
that
that.
game.
We'll get to that. All right, so here we go. We talked about the lineups. Good luck everybody in the next week. 5 points this week. Bobby's right back in it. That's true. Okay, so we have ourselves a divisional slate of games. And yes, John, we will look ahead and we'll talk about
Yeah.
the teams in this slate once we've discussed them all, or do we really give them of going to the Super Bowl. But let's start on Saturday at 4:35. Now, I know that John's available to watch this game in person. Danny, I know you work on Saturdays, right? I don't know what you're up to on Saturdays, but hopefully we can get together and watch this Saturday 4:30 game. Maybe we'll do it here at the studio, even though I don't love doing that. We'll work it out. Texans, Ravens. Ravens are at home, the number 1 seed, rightfully so. They are 9.5-point home favorites with a 43.5-point over-under. Okay, the Texans, very impressive last week in their win over the Browns on both sides of the ball. The Ravens have been very impressive all year to everyone except Luis. Johnny, your picks. I'll let you start it off since this is your first show in the studio in person. Johnny, Ravens, Texans.
I think that this point spread is. I'm going to go with Houston with the spread, and I'm going to go with the over in this game. Easy.
I love it. John, you did a nice for your first pick in the studio. Nice job.
Thank you.
Good job.
You
out
went
of
with Houston and over?
You did. Danny? Go ahead.
Baltimore in the over.
Oh.
There was like 3 games this year where I really was like, you know what, I like this matchup. 6 points. This team's good. Maybe Baltimore's not. And then Baltimore won the game by like 700
Smokes
points
them.
every time.
Yeah.
And over?
It's been a while. World Series.
Yeah, that was going on in October.
I mean, I guess.
That's how long ago it was that they lost.
I guess.
Like they don't just win. They've literally kicked the shit out of everyone they played.
Counterpoint, Luis, not a believer.
Of who?
The Ravens. Not a believer in the Ravens.
Now I'm done watching. They're going to win it all.
Wait a second. So
Lamar down.
Luis thinks that Lamar can't win playoff games, so he thinks they're going to.
So
yeah.
the jinx of this year has been
Go ahead. Say it.
so Luis is jinxing that Lamar Jackson cannot win a Super Bowl basically this year.
He says he's not good enough to win a Super Bowl.
No,
ever.
he said he's not going to
Ever.
win the
All
playoff
right, this
game.
kid.
3 in the playoffs. He's no good.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm now I have to think about like my
Yeah, his
Yeah,
whole-
you got to
yeah.
redo
Yeah.
everything.
because the Luis jinx is in play.
Johnny's like about to check future bets.
I
And be
know.
like, yeah, I think
you're
we're
not
all
getting
about to.
It's too late to get in number. But I'll tell you what. It's
Wait,
easy-
is
it's
this
easy money.
live?
We're live on the radio right now
Oh, the odds are probably
On the,
changing then.
on the tubes.
Because once
Right.
the public gets a
You're
hold
going
of
to see the
this-
number start to blink right there. It's going to be
Yeah.
like boop, boop, boop.
Except odds change. You know, the yellow. I mean, I personally have never seen it because I don't really do that stuff, and you have to keep hitting it, and then from what I hear, and then you because
Right.
As
the
a
That's what people
odds
tell
keep
you.
changing.
Yeah. Gambler.
Yeah.
I've heard the same thing. So, okay. Anthony, what's your pick on this game?
I'm gonna go Houston getting the 9.5 and the over.
Houston getting the 9.5 and the over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking it too, huh?
I'm gonna. Whoa.
I'm gonna. What do you mean?
What? Yeah. I mean, listen. The defense played good last week. I mean, it was against Cleveland, totally different team than Baltimore. I don't think they have a shot at winning this game. I do believe Baltimore goes to the Super Bowl, but I could see them winning by a touchdown. You know.
I'm going to keep it real.
Oh.
They might upset Baltimore, I think.
Oh, John.
Yeah,
John, settle
like
down.
D'Amico
have a
Ryans.
peanut chew.
Like, no, let's.
I will have money. I will have money on the Texans this weekend. There's no doubt.
Like,
Peanut
let
chew?
me ask. Can I?
Money line?
Honestly,
I'll probably put that down.
I'm serious about this. I really think money line is like an option. Like,
Yeah.
I
You
really
like
think
it or
this-
you like the odds?
I just like.
I like the odds.
I like the odds. Yeah.
Yeah, at plus 330 right now, I will definitely have some action on the Houston Texans money line.
Yo,
For sure.
Money line in the
I
over
will
could be
also-
one bet.
Listen, fellas. I don't want to jump ahead, but I'm gonna have some money line action all over the place this week.
Ooh, talk to me. It's my favorite stuff.
Okay, so here's my pick though for this game. Here's my pick though for this game. I don't want to get too crazy with anybody. Moneyline Texans and the over. That's right. Boom. Got it. Nailed it.
No.
Moneyline Texans over.
Are you?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna lay the points with the Ravens and the over. I'm gonna lay the points with the Ravens. They're gonna win this game by 10 points. They're gonna win this game by 10 points. Yep. I think what Danny said is correct. The Ravens. It's easy to forget, especially after the Texans put up 45 last week and they looked so damn good doing it on both sides of the ball. It's easy to forget how good the Ravens have been this year and how good they are on both sides of the ball as a team. Mark Andrews is back. They're just about as healthy as they're going to be.
Odell, come on.
Odell's
And they're
here's the
so
thing.
good everywhere.
I bet you Odell has a good playoffs.
Oh yeah,
I
can
bet you
see
he does.
Flowers too.
Yeah, I'll bet you Odell has a good playoffs.
But I mean, the offensive line, defensively, every level. I mean, they're just good everywhere.
Ravens laying the points over
Oh, he'll have a touchdown. At the end of
Odell?
this game.
every game. He'll have a touchdown in each game. He's gonna be. Remember how good he was with the Rams?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like that. That's what he's gonna do for
I'm
this
kind
team.
of rooting for Lamar. I want him to win.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Especially because it would really like burn Luis. Luis would be in shambles. He wouldn't know what to do or say because Lamar is now, you can't argue with him because he'll have a good playoff record. He'll have a Super Bowl. He'll have 2 MVPs because he's going to win it this year. Saturday, Packers visit the San Francisco 49ers. This is going to be such a great game. The Niners are favored also by 9.5 points at home. They're the 1 seed. 50.5 point over under. Johnny, take it away.
I'll take the.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Before you start,
it changed.
we didn't talk. No, it didn't
No,
change.
It didn't change. Okay.
We didn't talk about the Houston Texans and Baltimore Ravens fantasy players.
Oh, good
Oh.
call.
Do you want to go all
Yeah.
through the games first and then go back?
No, we'll do each game.
Okay. Houston Texans. All right. Now, none of us have we can't speak specifically about our game, but just in general, as far as like maybe DFS is concerned and everything else, we got CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
We got Nico Collins.
Schultz.
Noah Brown is out for the rest of the playoffs. He's on IR. You got Dalton Schultz. And then you got Devin Singletary, the running back, who had a fine game.
Yep.
I mean, Nico Collins is locked and loaded, right? In this,
for sure.
but now against the Ravens defense, everybody kind of takes a little bit of a hit. As far as like stacks are concerned, are you excited, Danny, to play a CJ Stroud stack this week?
No, not with Collins, only because especially with the other guys out, the Ravens are so good, and now on top of being really good, you have their attention because where else are they going to put it?
Right.
So now you're getting doubled against.
Who's running up in now? John Mechie, is he even?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like they're just gonna, but that might not be a bad play. I mean, I would if I
DFS,
did
he's
do
probably-
a DFS stack, I would probably do like Stroud Schultz, but I would probably no. I mean,
There's got to be other options that are better.
give me Lamar
Yeah.
and
No, but
say
I'm
or Lamar and
probably-
Beckham, by whatever his price is.
I'm probably stacking somewhere else, but for DFS purposes, I'll definitely take a peek at what a Mechie costs.
And I think Collins is a fine play. I
He's
just think with the
probably in
yeah, Mechie, I wouldn't mind.
high
I just think at the
3,000s, low
price,
4, maybe 4,000.
the matchup and the attention,
Yeah, like, I agree.
like,
Like,
all that's against
Nico's
Collins.
going to be guarded.
the extra workload's a plus, but he's got everything to counter it working against him.
No, I do like Schultz as a play because he'll be open. He'll get some. Nico's going to have a tough game.
Yeah, Ravens are not kind to wide receivers.
No, and then you're knowing that.
I mean,
you
not
know,
just they're good, but they're physical.
Nico Collins is 7,100. Okay. And then we've got the next. All right, here we go. The next receiver for Houston is Robert Woods at 35, John Mechie at 34.
Has Woods like been healthy and
Yikes.
playing?
Yeah, he's a shadow of his former self, though. He's on the downside of his career, twilight years. But I mean, like, Danny's point is well taken. After Nico Collins, there's nobody for the Baltimore Ravens to worry about except, Dalton
Nico,
Schultz.
yeah.
It's Schultz and Brevin Jordan. They're going to run so much two tight end in this game. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, that's true.
So much too tight end.
Collins is probably going to get shadowed. They're gonna, and without those like elite. The thing about that makes them good is when you have Tank Dell and even Nola Brown because he's big and tall and he's kind of fast and can get vertical, is like their separation skills. Now you only have one. They're gonna have a guy probably jam him at the line, and then they're gonna play over him, and then no one gets separation.
I might take that
And
back.
They're gonna hit CJ Stroud. They're gonna hit him again.
Jordan 2,700.
Yeah, Dalton
Yeah,
Schultz.
that's not a bad play. 'Cause he only needed a touchdown at that.
Schultz is 4,400, and the next highest tight end is Brevin Jordan at 27. He's going to be highly owned, but I like the play. I like to play Brevin Jordan there. We forgot to mention him, but he's the one interesting DFS option, I think. I wonder how much Devin Singletary costs. He's the second highest. Wow, there's no really high-priced running back on the slate at all.
5,700.
5,700, he's the second highest priced guy. Gus Edwards is 59, he's the highest. That's crazy. This is just passing offenses. But this is, yeah, I mean.
I figured since you're working
Wait a minute.
everything else, I'm on DFS.
I'm just looking
You're
at.
on
I'm
Captain
sorry.
Showdown.
No, I'm just
No?
looking at the one game. Yeah, I'm just. looking at
Oh
the one game.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
I was like, wait, where's CMC? Where's Aaron Jones?
Okay, that makes
That can't be
more
right.
sense.
Yeah, so Devin Singletary 5,700. That's not a bad price for him. But
No.
the thing is, the defensive matchup is so shitty.
Yeah.
It's so shitty. I think they're going to throw.
Right, that's why I
Gonna
like
have to.
Jordan for 2,700.
Yeah, it's
And
not
you can
bad.
sit here and open up your gameplay.
Yeah, that's
Are you
not bad
listening,
at all.
John? Just
Yeah.
checking, just for the.
John's stoned out. You can pull the microphone close
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, you
when
could
sit
adjust
back.
it.
You
It's
can-
on a
Yeah.
swivel.
Remember,
Yeah,
like
there you go.
balls.
Just be careful with it.
Okay.
Baltimore Ravens. We love Lamar. Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love
Yes. Any of them.
now. Mark Andrews. Are you feeling comfortable playing him in this game?
I would, depending on, I would probably.
Depending on
Yeah.
price.
5,000.
He's 5,000?
What I think it. Oh, I kind of.
He's 5,000. You got Kelsey at 6,000. You got Sam Laporta at 59. Kittle 52, and then Mark Andrews is the fourth highest tight end at 5,000. I don't think I'm paying up for him.
Oh, I might play him then.
Yeah,
In a lineup, just because ownership's going to be low.
I mean, I guess so.
Where he outscores them.
I could tell you where his going to ownership might be low is Jordan.
No, Jordan's. We just talked about it. His, it's
2,700
going to
is going to be high.
as high as possible. He might be the highest owned Texan.
You think so?
Yeah. Why?
In DFS, you mean?
No, in season long.
What do you mean in
Oh.
DFS? You mean, of course, in DFS. What else is there?
The playoff game.
You're not paying attention at all.
That we have no control over?
We have no. He's not
The
paying
one
attention.
that's
Well,
locked
we
in
have
already?
one that
Anthony-
you can
Anthony
change
checked
up.
out.
Yeah, we do too.
He checked out.
You have the one that you can change up.
You checked out.
We do.
We do, but I mean,
But no one's
you know.
anyone anyone against the Ravens on the Houston Texans. I hope. Well, actually, I hope
right?
they do.
I mean, you don't have to do. You don't have to
Actually,
play that game.
actually,
You don't have to
Dave,
find cheap plays in that game. There's no.
yes, you should probably play C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins and Jordan on your fantasy team that you get to change.
And
week.
yeah, the one you're playing against us. That's
yes.
the one.
And
No.
play Houston's defense. And
Yeah.
the Ravens are all overpriced.
I like Beckham at 4,600.
I love Beckham at 4,600.
I like them all.
Oops. You like them all? Yeah,
Lamar.
Zay Flowers. Well, Zay Flowers is only 6,000. But yeah, Beckham at 4,600.
Oh,
Bateman,
Dalvin Cook?
you gotta have balls to play Bateman, but you can play Bateman in a GPP.
You said Dalvin Cook? I don't know. I think he's washed
Dalvin
up.
Cook.
I was making a joke.
Oh,
He's on the
okay.
team now.
Yeah, he is on the team now. He's not. In
I
the-
probably wouldn't battle the running backs. I can make an argument for Gus Edwards that he walks in 2 touchdowns, but I probably would stick with Lamar and the receivers.
Gus Edwards is your anti-Lamar and the receivers play. Like if you want to
Yeah. Gonna run there, and you're like, he walks in 2 and gets 16 points, but for the price, that's all. You know what I mean?
if you're a kind of guy who likes to watch the world burn, you're
Yeah,
playing
you're
Gus
playing
Edwards.
Gus
Oh, yeah.
Edwards, Baltimore defense. See you tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Like that's it.
Log out. Log
Yeah,
out.
yeah. It literally is. Yeah, that's your team, and go Detroit.
Right, exactly. Packers, Niners. Love this game. I love this game. I can't get enough of this game. Packers visiting San Francisco. 9.5 point home favorites are the Niners. 50.5 over under. Johnny, sorry, take it away.
I'm going to go Green Bay with the points. I'm going to go with the under this game.
Ooh, love it. Danny?
Green Bay money. Just kidding. Green
Ah.
Bay with the points under.
I'll tell you this right now. I will be sprinkling this money line as well. I'll be sprinkling the Texans money line. I'll be sprinkling this money line. But I'm going to take the Packers with the points, and I'm going to take the over. Anthony?
Same. Packers
Yeah.
points over.
This game is so sexy. So goddamn sexy. Who took the under? John?
I did.
Shame
And
on
me.
you. And you? Look at you guys. What's wrong with you?
They're on the no fun couch.
All right, so let's talk about this. How does this game go under, in your opinion? Either one of you guys.
The high number.
Okay. Sure. Both of these offenses are very counterpoint. Both of these offenses are extremely high scoring.
All
Yes.
right, so is Detroit and the Rams with 24-23
No. Well, okay.
last week.
But the Detroit and the Rams, those
And neither of
offenses
them
are
have a
not these
defense
offenses.
as good as the Niners.
I think, I do think that the Packers struggle this game.
I think that I took the Packers at the points, but
Like, no, I get that. I
I
get
can
that.
surely see a scenario where the Niners just dog walk them.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's exactly what I think of this game. I think that like the Niners are going to score on them like a lot, and then it's going to be garbage time or some BS, and that's how
Backdoor cover?
30 to
pretty
20.
much.
Or no, like
That doesn't
that
cover.
doesn't cover. But, you know, like in that range.
30 to
but
21
without
will
the
do it.
cover. Yeah. No, like 28-20.
Okay.
San Fran.
Anthony?
I'm gonna take the. Wait, do it. I didn't.
He already did it.
I already did this.
Yeah, he did it.
No, you. Yeah,
He
you
agreed
went,
with
you went
you.
to them because
And
why
then
they
we
wanna
went
go
to
the
them
under.
because we're not fun.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, that's right. Sorry about that.
And now we're going to do fantasy players.
Yeah. So for the Niners.
Wait, did I make my pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
and I were the same. We like fun.
Got
we
it.
were
Okay,
the
okay,
same,
okay.
and we all like Green Bay.
I'm back.
Yeah. This guy's not.
Packers.
This guy's not paying attention.
Packers, Jordan
I'll see you,
Love.
Johnny. Ant and raise you one.
Packers, Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Packers, Aaron Jones. Packers receivers. What do we got on prices for the Packers receivers right now?
Okay, so we have. They're a little. They're all good prices, if you ask me. So we have Christian Watson.
He's the highest priced one.
No.
Well, then let's start with the highest price one.
Highest priced one. They have
Jaden
Dobbs.
Dobbs.
Really?
Over
Reed?
Jaden Reed?
Interesting. What are the prices?
Dobbs
Wow.
is 5,600. Then it goes Reed 5,200.
That goose egg hurt him. That's what it
Wow.
was.
Then it goes Wicks 4,900.
Yeah, 'cause
and
Wicks
then
caught that
Watson
touchdown.
4,200.
Interesting. Yeah,
I
well,
can see playing Reed in that scenario.
I like Reed. I like Dobbs for the touchdowns.
I heard a stat
Wicks has
today.
Been exciting.
I heard a stat today that when Watson is in the game, then Reed doesn't play well. Like Watson hurts Reed's involvement in the offense somehow. That's what I heard a stat. I don't know if it's I don't know like the numbers or anything like that.
Right.
But it's just that like it just seems like when Watson is back, Reed doesn't do as well.
For
and
some
that-
reason, there. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, that's interesting.
They
though.
don't
Those-
necessarily like the same player or anything.
No, but maybe like
No.
because he's here, they feel he needs to be on the field, and that takes Reed off.
I think I don't know. I don't know what it is. I couldn't even begin to guess. I was surprised to hear that.
Silly.
And I'm going to say this. The only way that the Packers win this game is somehow, some way they have to use their best weapon, Christian
And Reed.
Watson. and Reed. Like, this team has to play their best game.
You think the Packers' best weapon is Christian Watson?
I don't. I think it's Jalen.
No,
Reed.
it's Aaron Jones, in my opinion.
Well, running back
Okay.
wise,
It's-
receiver wise, I
like,
think it's
the
Reed.
team goes through. If Aaron Jones has a good game, I'm gonna put it this way: like, the Packers can most likely win this game if Aaron Jones goes crazy.
They're not running like they did last week on the Niners defense. That's not going to
No,
happen.
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
If
a
they
totally
gonna
different
keep
ball.
it or win, keep it close, it's gonna be because Love.
Love's gonna have to throw the ball. Yeah, I mean Jones can still hurt them in the passing game, but he's not gonna run the way he did. You know,
On
it's
Dallas.
not gonna be a 3 touchdown
Or
game.
go Love and a bunch of Niners and hope for rushing touchdowns.
Yeah,
No, I mean, I could see like Dobbs is going to get a touchdown this game.
yo, with all this, we've only talked about we're in the middle of the second game so far, and there's enough low price receiver options. Christian McCaffrey's gonna be 100% owned. By the way,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
100% owned this week. It's crazy. So Packers tight ends. Anthony, you got your numbers up? What are
Oh,
the
I'm
Packers tight
number
ends?
guy.
What are the? Yeah, you may as well because we were both doing it, but that's
No, it makes it better for you and I.
Yeah.
For Packers,
You know how to pick just the one game and look at just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
that's what I'm
game?
doing.
Okay.
I didn't know if you want me to like just talk about both teams.
Just give me Packers right now.
Packers Musgrave 3600, Kraft 3100.
See,
See-
you could see an argument for Musgrave, but I'll probably look elsewhere.
Right, like that 2,700 for Brevin Jordan
Next.
is more
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
god, yes. And
Or even Schultz at 44.
yeah, for sure.
Play the 800
If
more
I can
at
play,
that point.
if I could play Jordan for 2,700 instead
Fair.
of
but I'd
Schultz,
still play him over playing Musgrave at 36.
agreed.
Niners.
Wait, what's Aaron Jones's price? What's he the second highest, second most expensive on the slate?
6700. He is the second.
Okay, and then Gibbs after him.
100 less.
Okay,
And then White 100 less, and then Pacheco 100 less. And then okay, I thought that was Dalvin Cook.
Montgomery? Oh, James.
No.
Cook.
James Cook.
What's well? We'll
I
get
was
to
like, oh
Montgomery
my
in a little
God.
bit. Okay. Okay.
San
So
Fran?
we're interested in playing Green Bay's receivers. Are there any of them that you're not playing? Like, are you gonna take a chance on Dontavian Wicks or Christian Watson?
I would
Ah.
Wicks maybe, but I'm pretty much Dobbs or Reed.
Danny.
I think there's a good chance it goes back to being concentrated on like Dobbs, Reed, Jones. Well, Jones was last week. You know what I mean? And like I said, I wouldn't mind throwing a lineup there with Love, with like maybe one other person, if not any, and just bringing it back with Niners and saying maybe he rushes for a touchdown.
Right on.
I may stay away from any offensive player on the Packers. I think this is the game that the Packers like
The luck
they
runs
get
out.
they get embarrassed. Like, this
Interesting.
is the youngest team in the NFL. They are running into the best they're going to play against, and I think that they're just going to get killed. They're young, but in my opinion, this is a win for them. Like, if they could be competitive in this game, the Packers are going to be good. If they beat the 49ers, watch out. You know, I really think that we possibly have a dynasty at hand.
No love for Love, but then some love.
I think we're a little bit early on the dynasty talk there, Johnny boy.
If
You might
they
wanna-
beat the 49ers,
I want to slow down on that. They got to win a Super Bowl and then be very like if it was next year and they had already won this Super Bowl, you could say the dynasty word. But
Yeah, but we gotta
let's
get there.
chill out, buddy.
Pause for like
Chill
yeah.
out,
Do
dude.
you need,
Awesome.
do you
They
need
won
another
a
peanut chew?
playoff game.
You need
What?
a peanut chew?
No.
Okay. Chicharrones?
no, I'm good.
San Francisco, you got Brock Purdy, you got Christian McCaffrey, Ayuk, Debo, Kittle.
Yeah, any of them.
That's the list. That's the only guys you're really thinking about playing.
Yeah.
Kittle was the third highest tight end I think we saw, right? What's Ayuk and Debo's prices?
Let's see. Ayuk is cheaper than Debo.
Really?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has been.
Debo 7,700, Ayuk 6,900, and then Jennings 3,600. What a drop off. Kittle,
What's Purdy's
5,200.
price? What's
Kit-
Purdy's price?
Kittle's
And
52, McCaffrey's 8,800. You want to get spicy? No, I'm just kidding. Purdy's 65.
And where does he rank in the quarterbacks this week?
Third.
Yeah.
Oh, John's-
Who's above him? Lamar and Patrick Mahomes?
No, he's just making shit up. He's ranked 5th.
Fifth? Okay. Why are you making shit up, John?
Oh, it's only the 4th. Never mind. I had the
All right.
wrong thing up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just.
I'll probably look elsewhere at quarterback.
I think it's
But
like,
either one of the receivers and McCaffrey, and I don't mind Kittle.
can you build without McCaffrey in it, Danny?
If you do multiples and you do one without him, sure.
No, if I'm building one lineup, probably not.
No.
But multiple lineups, yeah. I
I
could
can't. A 4-gamer, no. If I'm doing a tournament with like 5 entries, yeah, I'll do one without him.
In
You get hurt.
In cash, you got to lock him in.
Oh, you have to.
Right on. John, do you know the difference between cash and GPP?
No, I don't.
So
8,800.
GPP or tournament and cash are two different types, like two different styles of game. In a tournament, it's you have to basically win the
Trying
whole
to beat
thing.
like thousands of people.
You're trying to
instead of
win.
one.
You're trying to like come in first place or second place or whatever. The prizes are very top heavy. In a cash game, it's basically 50-50. So if we played head to head, that's a cash game
Gotcha.
because it's a 50-50 chance to win to lose.
50 of them win.
There's
Gotcha.
50-50s and double ups, which is a category on DraftKings you can go to. Not in the sports book, but on the regular DraftKings, you go to 50-50s and double ups. And then all you have to do is score in the top half of everybody and you win. So it's like you
don't
you
wanna
bet
bet
five
money, obviously.
you bet $5.
You win 9.
You win 10. It's a double up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
if it's a
pretty good.
50-50 is you win 9 or 9 and change or whatever
Right.
it is. But I do the double ups every week. So I'll do I'll do a single entry double up, which means you can't put more than one entry in. So you can't put the same entry in 10 times and win, and glom up that many of the entries. So I'll do 2 $5 single entry double ups. And I'll do 2 $10 single entry double ups. And I'll put one cash lineup. And the whole goal of it is not to score the crazy, this guy could be good and play these crazy plays. You just want to play the safest, best plays, the
You're
safest
trying to-
And
floor
you can
plays.
win, and you can easily win.
And
Your chances
double
of
your
winning
money.
more money and doubling.
You double your money.
Well,
You're
it
not winning
doesn't
more
matter
money.
if you finish first or 49th.
Right.
You get
As
the
long
same
as
amount of money.
you get in the top half, to come above the line, you win. You double your money.
You played a lot safer.
That's a lot better.
Yes.
It's fun.
So that's
It
why
sounds fun.
the majority of my money every weekend is in cash games, not in the tournaments. I'll play a few bucks in tournaments,
They're way more.
but they're very hard to win. But you'll win more money.
Very hard to win, but you win a lot more and they're a lot more fun.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's definitely fun, but you get to build your lineup in a totally
Yeah, you
different
get
way.
to go in different. Cash game, you got to go kind of a safe
You have to be
route.
smart. You have to play the safe route. So you have to play Christian McCaffrey.
Smart's not fun.
Right. But in a tournament, you could say, okay, what if Christian McCaffrey doesn't get the touchdowns? Then I can be crazy and I could play Jawan Jennings or whatever and whatever and do whatever you want to do there.
Good way to phrase it. You hear us talk about ownership, like a 50% of guy, 100% guy is going to own this, 10% of the guy. Ownership matters a lot in tournaments. It pretty much doesn't matter at all in cash games.
Correct. Because then
Because again, you're just trying to get as many safe points as possible. You don't care if 50% of the people have the guy. You only need to be in the top 50%.
So it's more about hitting on these guys that are safe floors.
yes.
And then,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can win money basically. Hey, if you-
Tournaments are more about in the best ball vein. If you will, you're shooting for upside.
You have to
you're
play
shooting-
you have to play every player at each position who scores the most points at their position that week. You have to get all the players right in order to win money. Whereas in cash games, you just have to, you have to get a lineup that's better than half of the people.
Yeah, like in a tournament, if you don't have your DK Metcalf, who had a 48-point game,
It's hard to win first place. You might win money.
no, you're not
But-
getting in the top.
Yeah, you're not
heavy
getting to the
side.
top. You have to nail everybody correct.
Yeah,
Well,
if
now
you
you
miss
can
if
win
you
some
miss
money.
any of the over 30-point scorers, you don't have a shot.
But so when we play our 4-person game, you should be building a cash lineup, not a tournament lineup. So you shouldn't be trying to say, okay, I think I have a feeling in my jellies this week about this guy. You should be saying, okay, well, Christian McCaffrey is the smart play. These low price receivers are smart plays because they're going to get a lot of volume. So I'm going to put this combination together because at the end of the day, this baseline combination is going to get me
where
better
I
than
need to be.
Right. So that's cash games and that's GPPs. So in cash games, Christian McCaffrey locked and loaded. In GPPs, that's when you're building your Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle stacks,
All
and you're
those
hoping
guys,
for
yeah.
them to throw the ball all over the yard.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's an interesting way.
Yeah, when you're looking at a guy low price, like somebody who's under 4,000, in the 4,000 range and under, you're looking to try and if they can score 3 to 4 times that number, then you kind of
It's points per dollar is something that's important. Like if a guy's 3,500, if he can score, what's 3.5 times 2 is 7, plus so times 3 is 10.5. So you're looking for 10.5 points out of a guy who costs 3,500. If he 3x's his price, then you've gotten good value out of him, and you're moving along. You're getting.
I shoot for about 4 in football and about 5.5 in basketball, but I really only do tournaments. Like the closest I have to do a cash game is what we do, and I usually take one of my tournament lineups and adjust it.
Gotcha.
In a cash game, you can get away with 3x. In a tournament, you want a 4x or 5x.
Right,
Gotcha.
you have to aim higher. Which sometimes that backfire, and I play the guy who put up 5 points. But that
Like if Jordan, you play Jordan 2,700, if he goes 2 for 20 and a touchdown, he's great value.
Yeah. At 2,700, if he scores a touchdown, that's all he needs to do essentially.
Yeah,
because a touchdown with a catch, that's 7 plus the yardage. That's 3x's salary right there.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
I definitely have to try it out this coming week
and really cash out, and it's like 4.5, and like basketball is 6.5.
Gotcha.
There you go.
And you get 50,000 in both baseball too.
Sunday, January 21st, Sunday slate, another great slate of games. The first one at 3:05. Detroit Lions at home, hosting their second playoff game in a row. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming to town, hot off beating the hell out of the Eagles. The Detroit Lions are favored by 6.5 points with a 49-point over-under. Johnny, your Buccaneers.
I'm going to go with Detroit with the points, and I'll take the over in this game.
Danny?
I'll go Tampa with the points.
Spicy.
Yeah.
And I'll go with the over.
Anthony?
I'm going to go with the Lions, laying the points here and the over. If I could choose, I would love to see the Ravens win, but if it's not them, I'm shooting for the Lions. I would like to see them win.
Nobody asked you.
I don't think the Bucs are going to win. I just think the receivers can do enough damage against Detroit's secondary to keep it somewhat close.
Yeah, see, this is another one where I feel like the bookmakers want you to take the Buccaneers here with the points. I'm going to take the Lions and lay the 6.5.
The Tampa Bay's receiving defense is poopy doopy.
Well, they both are.
Well, yeah,
both teams are going to pass the ball with success in this game. Tampa, they both stop the run better than they're both pass funnels, if you want to say that. I will be sprinkling Tampa Bay money line in this one as well, but I'm going to lay the points with Detroit right now and take the over as well.
Wait, are you going to do a lineup of all money lines?
I'll put
4
a parlay.
games.
Not all 4.
Do it.
No,
I might.
No, I probably won't do all 4. Although maybe, it probably is a pretty nice number to throw like $2 on. But
don't, your boy's itching already.
Yeah, but like Texans, I'll probably bet them in. I would like to bet them individually because I feel like one of these underdogs is going to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Chiefs could win.
Well, Chiefs is not as much of an underdog.
Yeah.
I think
else is over 300 plus 300.
Watch you do the 4-game parlay of all underdogs on the money line, and the Chiefs is the one that
it's the one that fucks me, right? Tampa
Bay,
the
extra $1.50.
What's Baker Mayfield's price? He hasn't been great. He hasn't been lighting up the
6,000.
No, thank you.
Not what I don't want that.
Okay, what's Mike Evans' price?
Oh, sorry. Mike Evans is 7,200.
I like Mike Evans in this matchup.
Don't hate him.
Yeah,
Keep going.
You gotta like Mike Evans.
And you have a questionable Chris Godwin at 6,300. Palmer 3,500.
I want no
Palmer. I don't hate in tournament.
In a tournament, he's a guy you could throw in there.
How about Otten?
I like Otten.
Otten
in
3,500.
Play, I like him.
Otten's not a bad play. Yeah, he was getting a lot of work. I might still like Brevin Jordan more, but Otten's a nice play there.
But no, if you're making multiple lineups, You do
Yeah.
one with Jordan,
sure.
one with Otten. Yeah, I don't mind that. Like I would choose.
Wait, people
I would
make more than one lineup
okay,
sometimes?
wait.
This
Okay,
guy's
here, look.
crazy.
Palmer.
Losers.
Choose one because they're both 3,500. Who do you choose, Otten or Palmer?
Am I looking for a tight end or a wide receiver?
Just in a vacuum?
In a vacuum,
it's
Otten.
It's Otten. Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Because is Godwin going to play? I just seen this.
Yeah, he'll
question.
probably
he'll
play. But yeah, Otten is the starting tight end. He runs all the routes. He's out there
And
all
I
the
could say
time.
I might go back to White because I think last week was suppressed his ownership and he could catch 6 passes for 50 yards.
He's 6,500.
Okay, we'll get to the other team in a minute.
Rashad White.
Outside of no. I was about to compare. Outside of White, Evans, you're not really
Otten.
excited, and Otten,
And
you're not
maybe
really
Palmer.
excited. Okay, throw Palmer in a GPP.
And Godwin's, I mean, if he's healthy,
David
good to go,
Moore.
he's not a bad play.
David Moore, another guy. He's another one you could play him. You know, if
In a
you
tournament, yeah. Line him up,
He's
fire him.
3,300.
so 33,
Yeah.
35. You know, again,
You don't need much.
you could get Buck Wild, and if you only have a couple bucks left
Yeah.
over, that's a guy you could throw in.
Stars and scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baker 6. I mean, I wouldn't probably. He's not my
Nice.
quarterback.
He hasn't been doing numbies. He hasn't been doing the numbies.
This might be the game where he. I mean, he throws over 300 this game.
He could.
No, I'm saying he does.
Do you think he will?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. What's his? I wonder what his passing prop is. You should take that. Detroit Lions.
That's a good point.
Jared Garf.
This train's brought to you by Jared Garf.
Yeah, this train is brought to you by Jared Goff. What's his price? He's got to be more than Baker.
Not much. 63. I would obviously choose him over Baker.
I would probably rather play neither one of these guys.
Yeah,
honestly. Yeah, I'm still staying away from the quarterbacks in this game. I like those skill position players though. I mean, what's Amon-Ra's price and where is he
Yes.
in all the receivers?
All right. He is 8,200.
Sure.
Is he the second or
He is the highest.
he's the highest? Okay, that makes sense. And it's very
Should
consider-
be.
He's a guy who in cash you lock him in, him and CMC.
Yeah, he's the CMC of the wide. He should be the most expensive.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Laporta. Anybody? Okay, Anthony first. You feel safe playing Laporta this week?
Oh, come on. Dan.
I'm asking.
Of course he does.
We start at one end of the spectrum.
I would. There's other tight ends I would choose over him. Say for
Yeah.
Oh, that one
He's
hurt.
expensive, right? Yeah, he had to like
Oh, yeah.
he had to
yeah,
like force it out of himself.
Yeah.
5,900.
Look away from
yeah.
the camera.
Yeah.
It's like,
5,900. I could play. I'd play Jordan. You know,
Jordan Hill.
Brevin.
Was he on your fantasy team?
Oh,
No.
not keeping Brevin Jordan. Hey, John, who would you rather play in this matchup if you can only play one of them? Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery?
I'm playing Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, Danny?
Same.
What are the prices on those two cats? Because Montgomery's seems like a pretty considerable savings.
$500.
That matters.
Gibbs is
Not a huge
66.
savings.
Montgomery is 61.
Hmm.
I mean, Montgomery's going to get. He's more likely to get the rushing touchdown. It's just your Gibbs is the passing upside.
I mean, I'd play Gibbs too. Yeah, just his ceiling is so much higher. I feel
And the matchup.
the matchup is nice. The matchup is quite nice.
Look at the jump off. St. Brown 8,200, and then Josh Reynolds 3,700.
Yeah, it's crazy how he's so clearly the number one passing option, and teams still can't stop him.
No, he's incredible.
Yeah, and
Well,
the
Laporta helps.
the Lions are at home, and Goff plays traditionally much better at home than he does away.
The
So
whole team does.
right, so they're just in the best possible situation for themselves. And then we have the 6:30 game on Sunday, which is going to be another banger.
Bang bang.
Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Buffalo to face the Bills. The Bills are 2.5-point home favorites with a 45.5-point over/under. There will be more snow on the ground in the town, but the field should be pretty clean, I think. Johnny?
Money line, Chiefs.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna go with the under in this game.
Because you're just a big ball of no fun today. Sorry.
I see where he's coming from. Danny?
No, the snow.
I'll take the Chiefs with the points, not money line. I think they might win, but in this scenario, I'm just going to take the 2.5.
Okay.
I'll go. I'll go with the over. but not confidently.
Clearly, clearly.
It's just the Chiefs' defense was so good like they've been playing really well. They're really well. I mean, and then with the elements, but still, I think there'll be enough points where they go over.
Anthony?
Give me the Bills laying the 2.5. And the
Over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little fun here.
All right,
They're all the playoffs.
Getting
They should all be going over. All right.
getting sassy.
Well, listen, the Bills have been playing really good in the weather in this game.
Yeah,
Josh Allen's just gonna
yeah, but
trip and
30
fall
degrees
through
is going to
people.
seem like the Bahamas to the Chiefs.
Yeah, this is a game where I don't think either team will really be affected by the weather
No.
at all.
Even with the snow and everything, this will be the warmest by far the Chiefs have experienced in like 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
been so cold in the Midwest. It's been cold in Buffalo, but not like it's been there.
Yeah. I think that both teams will be completely fine in the weather.
Yeah,
It
'cause
won't
my
be an
uncle
issue.
lives out there like 2 hours from Kansas City, and my dad's been sending him screenshots of our weather every day just to fuck with him. Yeah, it's a lot warmer here. Even when it's 25 degrees, my dad's like, "Oh, it's so cold here. It's 30." He's like, "It's -3 here," and he's like, "Haha, 30 is not so bad."
Yep. Yeah. So I will take I'll lay the points with the Bills. Why not? This is the year Allen gets over the Patrick Mahomes hump. And I'll take the under in this game. And Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce.
Yes, that's it.
Are you confident playing Kelce this week?
Yeah,
Yeah. John?
I'm confident. I fired him away. I think he's going to get touchdown passes. This team's going to the Super Bowl.
He moneylined it. You know what I mean?
He did moneyline it.
Am I confident playing him as if he's in my playoff lineup or
Just in
DFS?
general, like in
DFS, 6,000.
That's expensive.
That's expensive, and I feel
it's
like
a lot cheaper.
What's
than
Rashee
normal.
Rice's? That's true. What's Rashee Rice's price in the receiver list?
6,800.
He's a nice play.
That's a very good play.
So if
That's
I'm,
very-
I
like
wouldn't
the
mind
price.
it.
and then Pacheco's 6,400.
Another nice play. He doesn't catch the ball though.
No.
Look, the Chiefs are so underrated.
Yeah, but he went to Rutgers.
Yeah.
Like, they are so underrated in terms of fantasy because I do think they're going to score points every single game. Like,
Now
this
it's
is going
figuring
to
out.
be, look, like, the Chiefs are built for January football.
Okay.
Like, they
Mahomes,
really-
Rice, Kelsey, stack.
What
Right
about it?
I mean, I think that's one that could pay off. You could play both of them. Like Mahomes threw 41 passes last week, right?
Yeah.
22 went to one of those two guys. He had 23 completions. 15 of them went to one of those two guys. His only touchdown went to one of those two guys. They are going to throw to two guys on that team and run with Pacheco. They had, all right, Rice 12 targets, caught 8. Kelsey 10 targets, caught 7. Second on the team in targets, Hardman. 3 targets, 1 catch.
Yep.
The only other guy who had more than 1 catch was Watson, who had 2.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the targets: 12, 10,
Luis is watching.
2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 1. I mean, they're going to go to 2 guys
Yeah.
on Pacheco.
What's up?
Luis
What's up,
says Luis says Packers money line. We talked about the Packers already. I'm going to be sprinkling that money line myself, and then Chiefs money line is what John just picked. So there you go, John.
Yeah.
How you feel about your pick now?
John, change it.
John, you and Luis have the same pick. Chiefs money line.
God damn it, Luis. I just
Yeah.
I
John, you
don't
wanna
like
change
this
your-
guy, man. Sure.
Yeah, I would say, judging by his face, I'm surprised he's not eating more chocolate.
Gotta have chocolate.
Yeah, John looks like he's half asleep.
I think it's.
I need some coffee. I can't
So-
believe it.
Josh Allen, okay, is a great play. We know that.
You do.
James Cook is a fine play. Anthony is so wrong. I don't know what you were wrong about. You haven't said anything. Do we have confidence in Steph Diggs, John?
I don't at all.
Danny? Yeah, you playing him in DFS?
What's your price?
7,000.
Oof. Oof.
For 7,000, I might just say, you know what? In that game, give me Rashi Rice.
Yeah.
Let me save the couple $100.
I don't know if I'm paying 7,000 for Stephon Diggs right now.
I pay 7,000 for Rashi Rice.
Do you think? How many of you think that Buffalo is beating the Chiefs this time?
I think they will.
I think they are.
I just said that I think that Allen gets over the hump. I'll stick with it. They're at home. This is their shot. They'll win this game. It'll be a low-scoring affair. They'll win it.
Wow.
You gonna
Josh
change?
Allen.
John's shook now because he was Chiefs money line until Luis said something, and now John is completely shook. You see him?
Yeah.
He's outside of himself.
Remember when Mobb Deep wrote that song about you called "Shook Ones"?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like I'm just.
You're in a crook, son.
Doesn't know what he's doing. He
Like
doesn't
I-
know which way is up or which way is down. Luis, you got this guy in the spin cycle.
I
goodness.
can't believe.
Trembling.
Like, Anthony, you're wrong. Apparently.
So okay, what's Kincaid's price in this game? And does any because
Yes.
he has
4,800.
4,800. That's not bad.
No,
I would play
play
I play
Allen.
Kincaid over Schultz, but I still like that Brevin Jordan play.
Give me Allen,
Yeah,
LC Rice stack.
How
Allen-
about
Allen, Kelsey, Rice. Oof, I don't know.
All right, here's
Two rushing touchdowns out of Allen. He outscores Mahomes. And he gets
I just don't
points
know
on
if
the
I'm
Chiefs
paying
side.
up for Kelsey at all in this matchup, man.
How about
I'm willing to 10 targets, and he's only $6,000. I know that's a lot, but Travis Kelce's usually 7,500.
how about I save you a little bit of money?
Andrews. Yep.
5,000. Thousands.
I save you a little money and save for 3,800. Khalil Shakir.
No,
He hasn't
No.
played tight
No.
end.
no,
No,
yeah,
not for tight end. I'm just
Oh.
saying in general.
Khalil Shakir. He's a good tournament play. Like in a tournament, Josh
Yeah.
Allen, Khalil
Because
Shakir,
one of them, him or Hardy or Get Davis, but who?
Allen, Kincaid, Shakir is a great stack for a GPP.
Yeah, because both Kincaid and
stack.
Shakir together are the price of Allen.
Right. That's a great 3-piece stack. You got your two Bills options. You bring it back with Rashee Rice, and then you got your ultra stack, your nice little fat Chiefs Bills stack. But again, we got a 45.5 point over under against a game that has a 49 point over under in a dome, and a game in San Francisco in good weather that has a 50.5 point over under. So like, this is a game, the Chiefs Bills, where if you're stacking it that heavily, you're immediately getting variance from the crowd, because most people are going to be stacking Packers Niners, and a lot of people are going to be stacking Buccaneers and Lions.
But the Chiefs is brought back by a little bit of it's so concentrated.
That's true, but on both sides of the ball.
Right.
But I think that even with it being concentrated, I think you're still getting lower ownership on that game than you are on the Packers Niners game or the Buccaneers Lions game, just strictly based on the over under. The totals are just like, I mean, 4 points, 6 points.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No, for sure.
it matters.
But things are usually priced accordingly too.
Agreed. Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't do too many tournament lineups last week, but maybe this week.
How do
I
you feel
will.
about James Cook at 6,300?
He doesn't get the scores. They did release Fat Lenny though. Leonard Fournette is no longer a Buffalo Bill. Did you know that?
That's great. He's not on the list, so that helps.
Yeah, he's no longer on the Buffalo Bills. So it's
But
just
Latavius Murray is, and that's enough.
right. That's a problem because they're still going to use Latavius Murray down near the goal line, which is crazy. And then the other thing is Josh Allen scores a lot of touchdowns, so that's a big deal too. He had the most. He and Jalen Hurts scored 15 touchdowns rushing this year.
And Hurts, Allen actually runs for him.
Looks like Luis is predicting that Purdy is going to get exposed this week, like Dak and CD just did by the Packers. Interesting. It's an interesting thought. I mean,
I don't think CD got exposed.
no, but Dak had a really bad game. Though.
He did.
Dak had
Yeah,
a really
the
bad
stats look
game.
a lot better than the performance.
You can't. Yeah, I mean, CD Lamb is CD Lamb. That it is what.
No,
he's
not.
great.
He's great.
He's great. But Dak had a very bad game. Very, very bad game. You can't really defend what he did in that game. I'm not
No.
going to. I'm not a Dak apologist. So
No,
I'm-
I wasn't even big on him this year. I said he was going to be bad, but he was actually pretty
he was
good.
fine. He was really good for fantasy, especially over the second half of the season. But, he's not a guy who I don't think anybody's going to be rushing out to draft next year in
Oh,
fantasy.
my God. Yeah, no.
No,
And-
Lamb.
Lamb is going to be probably the number 2 overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, or 3.
We got Luis on the line right now. Luis, you have the first overall pick in next year's draft. Who you think?
Eckler.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Luis, who are you thinking about with your first pick so far this year? We would like to know. So when you answer in the chat, we'll pick up that conversation again.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm gonna predict it's
Marvin Harrison Jr.
oh, there we go. CMC.
CMC.
You know what, Luis? Let me be the first person to report this. I think you made the right decision.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
call.
agree.
You can't
I agree.
go wrong there. I think it's
It's the
Congratulations, Luis. Good job.
Wow.
Good job. Got
Starting
it right.
off the year.
He got it right.
Is it too late to leave the league?
It's not too late. It's not too late.
But
But here's
the biggest question is what he's going to do on his
in the
comeback.
second round. Exactly. When it comes, he's going to take CMC,
And then 20 picks.
and then he's going to be like jumping off the side of a building with no parachute. Like it's just going to be a free fall after that. I cannot wait to see how the rest of his draft goes after CMC. Correct first pick. That is absolutely the number 1 overall pick, CMC, no doubt. But what Luis does in rounds 2, 3 at the 4, 5 turn, can't wait. 6, 7, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Luis,
All right.
I want to tell you that I'm hoping that you make that same
I
mistake
could-
because this is the year of the bounce back.
Oh, for you?
This is
Because
it.
you're drafting near Luis and it's going to benefit you?
Like
Luis has a plan. Just wait.
Tula, Najee Harris.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
No,
That's not unreasonable. You got to get that value. Najee's going to have a lot of touches. Tua, same thing. Throws the ball a lot.
too low there.
Touches the ball in every
Too low.
play.
Now, the thing about Luis, if he does draft well, is he's probably going to go wide receiver heavy. That's the only thing.
No,
What are you talking about?
I think that, like,
bro, you know John pre-plans everybody and how.
Yeah, John's going to do Luis's draft more times in the preseason than Luis does. John his position more times than Luis will. I guarantee that. Guarantee that. Because Luis probably doesn't even know what a mock draft is.
That's it.
Podcast in July. He's like, I think Luis will go one of 117 different directions with his drafts.
Yeah, it's there's no possible way of knowing. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I love it.
I can't wait.
I almost don't care about my own picks.
Oh, he's correct.
Yeah.
Look at that. Receiver heavy after the first pick. So you're right, John.
Well, he's going to go RB right there and then go 2 wide receivers. And then what's huge is which ones he picks and the
What?
4 5.
And then you
What
got to go
do
2
you-
tight ends at the next turn.
Yeah.
Tight end.
What do you think the look on John's face is going to be on draft night where every time Luis comes up to pick and he's thinking in his head, like, well, I would take this guy. Who's Luis going to take? It ends up being the same guy every
John
just
gets
robs
you mean
you
John
blind?
gets sniped every time?
time.
That would be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Or no, not just snipe. Like in his head, he's like, oh, Luis should pick this person.
No,
but
it'd
he
be better.
won't.
It'd be better if he
He's not
sniped him.
smart enough, but then he ends up picking the same person. Then he's like, wait, he's thinking the same way I am. Then he's
Oh,
like,
wow.
oh, no.
The brainwaves get synced
Yeah,
up. And they're both dumb.
yeah.
Wow.
Kinda
They're
like-
both dumb.
Yeah.
They link
Heavy
up.
wide receiver. Hey, he's a genius. That's what that's what the champion did this year, so it must work.
Maybe new rivalry in town.
Who, Johnny and Luis?
Maybe Bobby's got has a little work to do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Luis
Or like a triple threat match.
right. I think that,
Can we do that just for like, can we work it out where we play in
The
like,
rival will never stop.
3 people
between
at the
them.
same time.
yeah, like a tri match.
like kind of
yeah.
Like a tripod.
Yeah.
Sure.
But just for 1 week with this.
Right. After all 3 of them are eliminated from the playoffs next year, we'll work something
No,
out.
we'll do it the first round of the playoffs. When the rest
when they're outside the playoffs. Yeah,
or
exactly.
when they're all knocked out, we'll have 1 week where it's just the 3 of them, winner take all, like a cash game. But they have to use the lineup they drafted.
Yeah, I like it.
as Luis says, Bobby's lost.
Bobby is lost. Hey, look,
Ooh.
Bobby may be lost, but
All begging Luis to trade him one of his 17 wide receivers.
you're
and-
just as lost as Bobby is, if not more lost. I'm glad you're watching, Luis. You're the most lost of anybody. So I'm glad you're watching the show because you can only help. It can only help.
It only goes up from here.
Right. It can only help you to watch and learn about the game of American football that we all know and love and that you watch on TV.
Mama said.
Okay, guys. Does anybody give the Houston Texans a chance to beat the Ravens? Like,
Sure, they have a
realistically.
shot, but
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not going to bet on it.
If I was
So-
percentaging it, I'd give him like a 20%.
So you think so? I mean, like, do we really give the Ravens? Are we talking about the Ravens as a Super Bowl contender? Anthony, yes or no?
Yes.
Johnny, you already said yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
and-
they're the best team in the league.
Yeah. How about Packers Niners?
I mean, the Packers surprised the shit out of everybody, but
They sure did.
I mean, I'm giving them a
I
shot, but the
don't-
Niners again, best team in their conference. It's
yeah.
all right. So how about there's those two teams you just said both have a 9.5
Luis
point
said
spread.
no.
Luis.
Well, Luis, he's a Ravens hater for some reason, and he doesn't like
Yeah.
Lamar, and it might be racially charged,
Yeah.
so I don't want to go into it too much. But
so who do you
God,
think?
his head's gonna explode when he find out he's playing C.J. Stroud.
Wait, Luis,
Yeah,
I
seriously.
want to know what's up with this Lamar argument because this year, Lamar is amazing.
yeah, he's gonna win the MVP.
Again,
So okay, ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's the two games that are spreads of 9.5. Who do you think has a better chance of winning, the Packers or the
Packers.
Packers.
Really?
Yes.
I'll third that.
Yeah, I think the Packers have a way better chance of beating the Niners than the Texans do of beating the Ravens. The Ravens are excellent. Lamar does not show up, apparently, according to Luis. Well, we're going to find out at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Were
Whether
they
he
lose
shows up
two
in big
games this year?
2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his big Lamar's lifetime career record in the playoffs is 1-3, which is true. And then he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, which is true. But that doesn't make him a bad quarterback that can't win a Super Bowl. His argument is if he's never won one before, he can't win one, which doesn't make any sense because people win the first one all the time. Like guys win their first Super Bowl all the time. So can Lamar win a Super Bowl? Absolutely. And on this team, absolutely. It's the best team he's ever been on.
There's great quarterbacks that never won a Super Bowl, so
There's plenty of great quarterbacks, right? And so just because he has a bad record in the playoffs now, that doesn't mean he could get 2 more wins in the playoffs and be 3-3 just this year. We'll find out, obviously. But I do give the Ravens a really good chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Lions, Buccaneers. Okay, so now here's the question. Let's say we all agree that while the Packers do have a chance to upset, the Niners are probably going to advance because they are the best team in the NFC, and they have been.
Yes.
Which team has a better chance, the Buccaneers or the Lions, of beating the 49ers?
Lions.
The Lions.
Lions, easy.
Yeah.
I'd still pick the Niners, but they're not Lions. They're better, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that as well. So if you have Niners, Lions in San Francisco, do you give the Lions a chance?
To win? I give them a very good chance.
Just to show up.
I mean, the spread.
To find the stadium.
The spread, I would definitely take them on a spread, but to win, I give them like a 40% chance to win. Actually,
They'd probably be 6-point underdogs, and I would bet the Niners.
That would be my question. What would you say the spread would be, John?
6-7.
I would say it's 7.
Lions, Niners.
7.5 would be my
7.5
guess.
probably, yeah.
I'll say 5.5. I'll say 5.5 Niners in that situation. But I could see you guys being right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I want
I'm going
6,
on
so
I'm
yeah,
just,
it's
I'm doing.
close. We have 5.5
I
to
was
7.5.
I was
That's
guessing.
all.
I was guessing the 4.5 to 5.5 range, but then you look at this matchup against
Packers in the Super
Bucks,
Bowl.
and it's like
You heard it
6.5,
first from
so I was
Luis.
like,
Yeah. Packers in the Super Bowl. That's a tough look to be anti-Ravens and pro Packers in this situation. That's a bold stance. Bold stance.
bold move,
The
Cotton.
youngest team in the NFL.
Well, young nothing. They're really well coached. They're awesome players. Like they did a great job in the draft. So I mean, youth is that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Just like we said, Lamar's 1-3 in the playoffs. So it's not like he has a ton of playoff experience under his belt either.
I am willing. If assuming Baltimore wins, I am willing to bet a lot of money that the AFC Championship game will have a lower spread than the NFC Championship.
Lower spread?
Oh yeah,
I agree because no matter who it is, the Chiefs or the Bills.
it does. It is the same exact. I think it'll be Baltimore 3.5 against either one.
Right.
Baltimore 4.
Yeah.
Against either one, they're almost interchangeable. If it's 2.5 and one's at home,
Yep.
they're both going to be the road team going into Baltimore 3.5 4.
Yep, I agree. So which team, Anthony, the Chiefs or the Bills, do you give a better chance of beating the Ravens?
Bills.
John? You got the Chiefs, right?
I got the Chiefs.
So now you got the Chiefs, and what about you?
Flip a coin. I mean, they'd be equal.
If you had to bet one of them,
Maybe Chiefs because of Mahomes.
okay. And
But
then,
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's very close.
John, you said you got the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
I have Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
So you got the Chiefs beating the Ravens in the AFC Championship game?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's like any 3 out of the 4 AFC teams could win the Super Bowl on that side. You know what I mean? Like the Texans, great, great story. They're just a year or two away from really being serious contenders, I think, although they're a lot closer than any of us thought they would be.
Agreed.
Same thing with the Packers. I think they're still a year or two away from really being serious contenders, but they're going to be in the conversation for the next couple of years.
Division's
sure.
going to get spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit, Green Bay, even Minnesota and Chicago aren't even be bad.
Right. If Chicago has a good draft this year, forget about it. That's going to be very, very fun. Buccaneers, thanks for showing up. Good job. Good effort. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And then, on the other side, it's Chiefs Bills. We got ourselves a nice.
Baker Mayfield had himself a fine year.
Yeah, he had a really good year NFL wise. Fantasy football wise, not so much, but he did help Mike Evans dominate. So I appreciate him for that. But I love like the Lions Buccaneers matchup. Those are 2 teams where I can easily root for either one of them. Like the players, like Baker
Buccaneers for Mike Evans.
Evans and Baker.
No, it's mainly
Baker.
Evans. It's sprinkled.
Yeah, Baker's I think he's easy to root for. Me personally, I mean, he had a rough go of it.
No,
He had
I
a shitty
agree, but I'm
time.
saying you personally, it's all Evans.
Me
Little
personally?
Yeah, but
sprinkle.
Evans
Oh,
has
Baker.
that spot.
we
in
don't
your
talk.
heart.
We don't talk about Baker Mayfield enough.
Well, that's true. I like Evans, but I'm talking about as far as the Buccaneers team is concerned. It's not just Evans who's
No,
Baker,
He's-
Rashad White.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, I think the number one most likable and easy to root for guy is Baker. Like Mike Evans is my favorite player from that team, but the easiest guy to root for because Mike Evans is also very confounding because he drops more fucking passes like long bombs than I've ever seen before. So he's the same, but
Yeah,
Baker
Baker's had
super easy to root for.
8 different.
I have
head
no
coaches.
reason to root for him, but I do.
8 different head coaches.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he's got more wins in the playoff than Dak or something like that. I saw.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
he's
saying.
got
Like
one.
if the Browns would have kept Baker Mayfield, they would have been probably in the second round. Like, and Baker would have been there still. Like
I
that
don't know.
continuity.
It's hard to
play
say.
that game years down the road, though.
Yeah, it's hard to say because they had so many coaching changes between then and now and all this. It's hard to say all that stuff. Anthony, we have a question from the audience. The question is, please explain how the Bills beat the Chiefs. From Lou Bello.
Yeah. Luis, as you know him.
I don't know this guy. Who's this guy? By outscoring the Chiefs. Very simple.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Tell me how.
Mic drop.
Yep. That's all I had.
Got
to say. Get him.
Got him.
No,
Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen's gonna do it all. He's gonna rush for 50 yards. He's gonna throw for 2 touchdowns, rush for 1. And the Chiefs, they're gonna have a game plan to shut down Rashee Rice and Pacheco. And Kelsey's been lackluster.
And no one else.
And that's it.
Have to.
Luis, how did the Ravens not beat the Texans? Luis, who you got in the Texans-Ravens game? That's what I want to know. Do the Ravens win this game or not?
You say both of them? Everyone.
Yeah, I want to know who Luis thinks is going to win this Ravens game because he hates the Ravens. Hates them.
Well, if your quarterback was, awful, you would too.
Well, Luis is an Eagles fan.
By the way, I did watch Danny DeVito's nephew be the quarterback of my team for a few games. But Lamar's trash.
How do I get?
Texans win. Okay, explain how.
Yeah,
That's the part we want to know. Like, what happens in this Ravens-Texans game that the 9.5-point underdogs win it on the road?
Lamar chokes.
and I'm saying that the 2.5-point favorites are going to win.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Can I have some of that meth you're smoking, Ant?
Sometimes, when times are tough, just smoke half of it.
I could see.
Yeah, some of these picks.
They're a little wild, buddy.
I know.
I think the 9.5-point favorite might win.
Lamar, 2 picks.
Interesting.
And still win.
You really think? I don't know why this guy
Houston
believes.
45,
D'Amico
Baltimore.
Ryans is good and all, but I think that
2.
Lamar's just this offense is
Dave wants that
clicking
Houston
on all
2
cylinders.
picks for your defense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not.
If they're pick sixes.
I'm not rooting to. I don't think I'm going to win that game. Like I don't think I have a chance to really win that game. So I'm not honestly like actively rooting for Lamar's demise. I'm rooting for Lamar to win because I would love to see him get a Super Bowl. That would be great. That would be great.
Yes, agreed.
I think
Yeah.
that Lamar Jackson is just an easy guy to root for to get the Super Bowl. Like, I really think that it's going to be Kansas City in the Super Bowl, but my heart is like, I want the Ravens to win the Super Bowl, and I want them to do it for Lamar. Like, Lamar, I think, gains the most out of solidifying himself as I'm a Super Bowl winner, and he's still young enough to win multiple. Like, I think Lamar has the potential to win a good 3 Super Bowls, possibly, if he could stay healthy.
Yeah, I don't disagree, especially with this team. Luis says bet Packers money line with Houston. So the Houston money line and the Packers money line parlay.
Yeah, somebody's getting exposed.
Well, I'll tell you what. We did talk about the parlays, and I'm definitely going to be sprinkling some money on the money lines because these
Why not?
The underdogs.
know?
Some underdog is going to win. More than likely.
Yeah.
If you do the money line for every game,
go
Dave,
ahead.
guess what? Maybe you're going to be the underdog that's going to win.
I might be.
Shit.
One day.
Underdog for every game
Go ahead.
is plus 13,885.
So what's a $5 bet get you?
$700.
I'm making that bet when I get
Oh,
home.
wow.
It's not going to hit.
Take out one of them.
Take out the last one, the Chiefs.
Take out the Chiefs.
Okay. Wow, what a difference. To a plus 61.43, $5 pays out $312.
Still good.
And that's only with taking out the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Well,
Because it
because
basically
it's
doubles the
it's
number.
the fourth leg.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
okay,
Even though it's
well then pick one other thing. Pick a game going over just to see if it makes.
well, if you take another one out, it's going to jump even more.
No. Three money lines and one over. Just choose an over.
Ravens Texans. No. Yeah, Ravens Texans.
Ravens Texans.
Oh, now you're talking. Now it's back up to plus 11,153.
Yeah, but see, you got to have the Texans and the Packers and the Buccaneers win. I'm betting all those money lines individual.
Yeah.
I'm going to put 5 on each. Pop, pop, pop. Or something. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah.
Not together.
Not together. But I probably
No,
will
separate.
I'll make like,
I stack them together so much.
yeah.
I could see.
It's hard not to.
6 or 7 legs is
Dude,
standard
you are
for me.
money line madness every single week, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm mad.
Yeah.
I could see.
Well, that's that. Do we want to do, like, we didn't do 3 pick parlays last week. Do we want to
there's
do
only
like
4 games?
I know it's
And
it's
we
hard
already
to do.
gave our picks.
Right. It's hard to do like a real big parlay with that, so I'm not even going to worry about that right now. But yeah, that'll do it for our show. Luis, thanks for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, Luis,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
One day we'll get Luis on the show. One day we'll do like a little
A draft or something.
Yeah, we'll have Luis come and meet us. We have to try to do a big get together for the draft this year. Write it down, guys. Packers money line, Texans money line, Chiefs money line, and Lions points. Interesting.
That gets you a plus 11,000.
That might get you. Yeah, that would be a big
The
bet.
Luis bet.
Luis, you can make that bet yourself. You know that.
Yeah.
You
You
live
can
in
do
New
it.
Jersey.
Don't waste my
Yeah.
money.
You've got the power in your hands. You can do
You
that
got
yourself.
the power and you don't
I
And-
believe in you.
give.
And if you have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. There you go.
So I'm speaking just on the topic real quick before
ahead.
we shut it down. Draft.
I'm not-
We're thinking the same thing as last year.
What do you
What,
mean?
your crib?
Yeah.
Well, that's in August.
We'll
probably.
see. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
have to wait until then. We'll see what.
Are you thinking, or like a public place?
Or
We'll
like a podcast, and we'll film it.
Maybe something. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what our situations are at that time. It's too far in the future right now. I don't know. I don't know where if I'm going to be alive in 6 months.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make it through the snowstorm tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Been a lot of-
John's just trying to get back to Florida.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
get back to Florida.
John's got to
any sooner.
drive back to Florida tonight. Central Florida, not even northern Florida.
Right.
It's like when you get to Florida and you're like, oh shit, I have to drive another 4 hours. It's
Right.
Central Florida.
Thank God it's not South Florida.
Well, yeah, then it would be even more.
That's it.
And then you'd be going, what do you, Miami's nice, but you don't you get robbed and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami's pretty rough.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to go there and get
I'm,
clapped up.
I'm in Disney, buddy.
You know, you might have 3 guns. They got 50.
Yep.
3 guns in Florida is the equivalent of 0 here.
Right.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate it. John, thanks for coming to the studio. Hopefully we'll get you in here again sometime soon.
Yeah, definitely. And
But-
I will be there for the draft. I will
Awesome.
be in Jersey. So looking forward to seeing the guys.
Yeah.
That's
it
what
should
I
be-
miss.
We
Oh,
will,
you're going to be back for the.
he's going to fly in for the
I'm gonna
draft.
fly in for the draft.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
So that means everybody, if John's gonna fly in,
Then nobody else has an excuse.
for real,
yeah.
you have
No,
to be
What I'm saying is, like,
bedridden,
Yeah.
dying.
like
Right. In which case you're out of the league anyway.
I like
Let somebody else draft.
Right.
my goal would be to get Narkowitz. Oh my god, like Narkowitz out, like the whole majority.
Darkowitz came to the first ever meetup. Just, and on his, in his defense, he has come out before. It's not like
Yes.
he's never
And
done
wasn't he at the draft at your house? No, that was when we watched the game. I had the meetup.
We had the meetup at the
It
game.
was just
at
me
the
and him.
game.
That wasn't a draft.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was another time.
I-
I saw
He's
him.
been
like-
to 2 meetups, that means. Yeah. Narkowitz hangs out. He has hung out. So, But it would be nice to get everybody together. I mean, it was great to see Dahl last year in person. So yeah, I mean, it would be great to have everybody come and hang out. But we'll figure that all out next season, where it's always Sunday. Just the music and
Oh,
stuff.
outro.
Yeah, music button. Bang. So that's it.
The sound of me vacuuming.
This is pretty dope.
Sorry.
That was
Oh.
fun.
Over and out. Yeah.